What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is hughwizzy and you're watching Massive Fraudulence. We are here, joined tonight to talk over the Nathan Ake news. Huge news. Huge news. Huge news is always huge, as is the fraudulence on show, as per usual. I'm very happy to see so many frauds in the building so late at night. This is Late Night Fraudulence with your fraud father. Let's get down to business. No more music. We have got serious business to talk over, because it would appear that Manchester City have had a £41 million bid accepted for Bournemouth's Nathan Ake. It's time to get down to business. How are we all? Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on the deal before we go through what I think. And all of this a day after Pep Guardiola had gone and spent £24 million, if reports are to be believed, for Valencia winger Ferran Torres. I mean, the double R. Doubling down on the double R. Personal terms also agreed with the Spanish 20-year-old. Torres is Valencia's youngest Champions League scorer. So £65 million spent, let's say, within the space of a couple of days, potentially, at least with Ake, because he hasn't actually completed the deal yet. He is expected to sign a 5-year contract, as we are seeing from the very reliable Fabrizio Romano, that a €43 million fee. Paperwork, though, still to be done. A 5-year contract for Nathan Ake. There's lots to talk about here, and lots has been said already about the 25-year-old Dutchman moving from Bournemouth. I'm quite excited about it. He should be on a contract. He should be getting offered a contract, which is a hell of a lot more than the 40 grand a week that he's been on at Bournemouth. We shouldn't forget, though, that Chelsea do have first refusal on the kid. He's not a kid anymore, but, you know, a kid to me. You're my son. And they could still activate that £40 million, I think, release clause. However, there is a time limit. And, you know, by accepting the £41 million bid from City, what Bournemouth are actually telling everyone is, like, you know, he is available for the release clause. So there isn't really a chance of a bidding war happening here. Clubs could match the bid, but why wouldn't he want to go to City, especially since their Champions League ban has been lifted? I mean, it is what it is, whatever your thoughts are. I do think he's on a holiday at the moment, if I'm right. I think he's on holiday anyway with his family. So the deal's not going to be finalised until at least next week. But then that's just around the corner. And this is all, I guess, being prompted by Bournemouth being relegated. They're going to need money very quickly. It is unfortunate, but, you know, it's been coming, I guess. And they're going to have to get some more expensive players off the books. Some of them will have lost a little bit of value. I think the likes of Callum Wilson, he had such a bad second half of the season that I think it may well have dropped. But for Nathan Ake, he is, well, they signed him for 20 million, didn't they? Let's have a look down on the old transfer market. Indeed, 20 million. Do me a favour and show you little fraud mouth. Cheers. Okay, so yeah, they'll be doubling down on the money that they invested into Ake, 20 million into 41. And of course, I'm thinking there's going to be movement in the coming weeks. Callum Wilson, you got who else? Fraser's off. You got, I don't think they're going to be anything for that. But David Brooks, you got Josh King. These could all leave during this window, and I would imagine that there's probably some questions over Eddie Howe's future himself, because he might want to do something else now that they've been relegated, or they might just want to go another way because it clearly wasn't working. But anyway, we'll take a look at the little player profile of Nathan Ake here. You got born in Holland, obviously, Den Haag. or Denarg. I don't actually know how to pronounce that. He's 25 years old, centre back or left back. Sometimes even deployed as a DM, but usually he's going to be playing centre back, all right? So as part of a 2 or a 3, currently valued at about £25 million. So yeah, this is the main thing. City are paying over the odds, right? But when you buy players from the Prem, there is a premium added. That's just a given, right? And his release clause has been set at 40, so I guess that's just to protect the club. You know, should this very thing happen, and unfortunately it doesn't look like they've put a relegation clause in, or maybe he had a relegation clause in his contract which said, if you go down, then sorry, I'm off. Now, what it is for me is, obviously some people are into this. I think some people can see the light with this. He has got massive potential to be much better than he has been already, and that in itself, on its own, is good enough for me. He's definitely good enough to play at a higher level than he has been, and especially under the tutelage of Pep. Man, come on. We talked about the likes of Sterling improving and whatnot. I'm sure that he can get something out of this kid as well. But of course, as per usual, he's been kind of questioned already, and kind of, you know, before he's put a foot in the door, he's been written off. Here we have the internet just doing its thing, okay? Jamie Carragher calling a bit of a suspect move. Which, you know, it's funny, isn't it? I can't help but feel a way about this, Don. We've kind of been forced to forgive him. One minute he's like spitting through people's windows into cars, and the next he's just got a job. I mean, look, I like Nathan Ake, and I think he will suit Man City. But with Laporte, a guaranteed starter, I'm not convinced 2 left-footed centre-backs works. I know right-footed players play together, but it never feels right the other way around to me. Left-back or a back 3. Okay, so let's break this down for a second, because it sounds like he doesn't know whether he's coming or going to me. One minute he likes Ake and he thinks he'll suit Man City, but then the next minute he's not convinced that he'll work at City, mostly because they have another centre-back who happens to be left-footed. And Jamie's not convinced that 2 left-footed players can play together. I just question whether this guy understands football sometimes. It's mad. I mean, is his argument really that 2 right-footed players can play together but 2 left-footed ones can't? Is that actually what's happening here? And you know the worst thing, right, is I just hate he does it as well. I see this all the time in journalism from these frauds who don't actually know anything, so they cover all bases. Listen to it. This is what you do, right? I like Jamie, and I think he's quite good at his job. My experience with Jamie was, on the whole, pleasant. Until he elbowed my friend in the head. I guess Fleming on kids isn't for me, and I'm not convinced you should have got your job back as easily. That's the tactic. Do you see it? It's like, it's sort of. Plus you're covering all bases there, really. It's like, if it does go wrong, you said you like him and he's going to suit Man City, but if it doesn't, I said he was. Yeah, he's left-footed, isn't he? I don't know. If you understand angles, right, and the importance of Nespresso, sign me up. Sign me up. If you understand the importance in creating balance, right, using these players for this optimal passing range, You want a lefty, ideally for the balance. If you're playing with a back 4, you want a lefty and a righty. But if it's 3 or 5, then I don't think it matters whether you got 2 left or 2 right. It really doesn't. It's actually a different story in that system, actually, because it's perfectly possible to have a back left, a left centre-back, or left-footed centre-back on the left-hand side, a left-footed one in the middle, and one on the right-hand side. That's perfect balance as well. It's just a nonsense anyway. 2 right-footed players have done it. So have 3. There's literally no reasoning behind it. I'm not having it. Okay, anyway. Aki, he can definitely play backup to Laporte. Maybe he could play the cup games. Their bench is phenomenal, and this is the price that you're going to have to pay, basically, for a kid who has the potential. He's one of the most experienced fucking Premier League players in the league anyway, at 25. But anyway, as per usual, we've been kind of subjected to more fraudulence from 2 of the most overrated footballers I've ever watched, who I'm forced to watch on a daily basis anytime I want to watch football. One of them, who is one of the best examples of nepotism you'll find, likely to find anywhere. But unrivaled fraudulence in this country, where, what gets to me as well is they focus on incident, not the football. You get about 3 minutes of talking about the actual football. The rest of it's like the moment that the fucking guy stepped on a leg or something. And it's no better online, right? It is no better on the Twitter sphere. I mean, look at this, right? £41 million for Nathan. I don't know where this guy is, but anyway, whatever. He's got, how many followers he got? You've got 138,000 followers, right? So you're spreading your madness to a lot of people, okay? Madness, foolishness, it's infectious, it's contagious. I worry. I worry about this fake news. £41 million for Nathan Ake, whose club got relegated, is a bit ridiculous. I would love to see Man City's transfer budget. Transfer has not even started, but they're already messing up the market for other clubs. I mean, no. There's just so many levels that you don't understand what you're talking about. They're putting money into the market. They're helping. They're boosting. Bournemouth are going down. They need money. What are you talking about? Massively fraudulent. The fact that he got relegated. Why are people obsessed with this? Because he played for a club who played average an idea of the game right now. Not well thought out through enough with the players at their disposal. No, I'm not having it. Not because they got relegated. I'm going to need more. What else have we got? Oh. Why are you sending me this? 35 million for Aki. I'm actually glad we didn't go for him. Overpriced in this market for a relegated defender. 20 million tops. And look, 25 million is his value, but he plays for a Premier League team. He can be registered as homegrown next season. And look, I'm sorry. This Mark, I love you, mate, but you you support Manchester United. You can't talk about overpaying. You've genuinely been paying Alexis Sanchez 400 grand a week for the last 2 years and spent 80 million pound on a defender who's been relegated 4 times. What are you talking about? Oh, good God. It's unbelievable. Oh, God. It's crazy. Okay, here. This is... I don't do that because you're going to strike me, aren't you, you little frauds. This is a video here of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer dropping Ake transfer hint. He actually was speaking to Ake. I'm going to call him Ake. Yeah. After the game at Old Trafford, and he says you can just about make it out there. We need a left-footed centre-back, so just keep going. To which he kind of giggled. So, if you've ever been exposed, right, it's right here. And this is... there's a little battle going on between these two, isn't there? For centre-backs. And Ake is not going to be everyone's thing. He isn't. I get that. But here he is. And he is one of a very select few, and I mean a very select few, maybe 5 left-footed Premier League centre-backs who've at least got decent minutes this season. He is not only young, fast, strong, left-footed, which I know some people don't like, but it is actually a bit of an advantage sometimes, or at least a way of getting your foot in the door ahead, or thinking a different way on the pitch, or offering something else. He scored a few goals as well. He scores the odd goal, okay? Quite useful. And didn't register a single error leading to a goal all season. In fact, I'm pretty sure that it's about 115 or more games since he made an error that led to a goal in the Premier League. Even though he's playing for Bournemouth. Look, Liverpool fans, I've spoken to a couple of them who are actually quite disappointed that they weren't the ones that have got their little mittens, their little trophy-winning, league-gobbling mittens on. And he could have given Matip or even Joe Gomez some competition and may well have had a connection with his Dutch compatriot. The best defender in world football. Yeah? Okay. There. I said it. Yes. City are themselves looking for another one. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do get one. However, most top clubs are looking for left-footed centre-backs because they're rare and they offer options. Right? There is something special about left-footed players. I mean, I'll be honest, a lot of my favourite players are left-footed. Maradona, Messi, Hadji, Stoichkov, Kinkladze, Beardsley, Ozil, Silva, obviously. I mean, you can go on for fucking ever. They see the world differently. The creative sources. Aki, he's got something about him. I like him. But I'm not going to waffle on. Look, this is an exciting deal. I actually look forward to seeing some of his growth as a player, as a man under Pep Guardiola. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they do go gung-ho for another centre-back this window, because it would appear that Pep Guardiola and the country behind him are ready for business. They're ready to get down to business now. We've done the court thing. We've taken a bit of time off. We took our eye off the ball. Okay. And I'm sorry to say this, but I actually think Man City were quite unlucky this season. I think they were quite unlucky. And still play what I would call the best football in the country. And that might rub people up the wrong way, but it is what it is. Okay, there, I said it. Strengthening the bench. City will go in for another centre-back this season. 60 million spent within days of the window opening. Oh, Jesus. How are we going to stop this club from getting back to the top? Liverpool may well be the only hope. You can't rely on Manchester United. They're just not reliable just yet. Not just yet. They're on the way. They're making a little bit of progress, but they're not yet. Obviously, we're not even going to talk about Arsenal. They don't even get in the conversation, mate. Just wake up. Have a day off. Chelsea Football Club. It may well be down to Chelsea. It may well be down to Chelsea and Liverpool to stop Manchester City. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. Let's get to some of your comments and questions, because I can see that a lot of frauds have been sending them in. What's going on, Pablito? How you doing, mate? Mark Demos watching from Sydney. Incredible scenes of glorious emotion. We've got some super frauds in the building. Certified super frauds who want to talk about this £41 million deal. Tom Warwick saying return of the fraud. Much love, Tom. Hope you're well. Love to your mother. She is a special one. Jack Hussey says, Hugh, can you check on if Saints are going to sign that centre-back called Salisu? He tackled Messi, so should be good. Southampton should be your second team, bro. That could never happen. That could actually never happen. I do like, I'm a fan of Hassan Hoodla. You know that. And a couple of the boys I do like. However, until you stop selling your best players, I can't jump on board with another club full of disappointment. It's good football, though. It's good football. And I look forward to next season, especially if they make some clever signings like this Salisu, who I haven't seen. Creative user, I might have seen, but I didn't realise. A creative username. You are a regular fraud and a regular super fraud as well. City, Chelsea, Liverpool are now so far ahead that no other club could possibly mount a title challenge without spending 200 million plus. Is football gone? Listen, creative username, I've got to break this down for you, my fraudulent little friend. Football's been gone for about 10 to 12 years. That's a fact. Maybe a little bit more. When Chelsea Football Club stepped into the game, yeah, and upped their levels from, I think they were sold for £1, Ken Bates and all that. Yeah, I mean, there were dark, bleak times at Chelsea. Oh, it was like overgrown bushes outside the club with just a little metal, what do you call it? It's like a road sign. It was like a road sign. It wasn't even I wouldn't even have called them a real club. No, I'm not. That's a bit far. My mum's a Chelsea fan, so that's a bit far. But they've come a long way under Roman. He's really used that as his toy, or whatever you want to call it. And he will not stop, apparently. So as soon as that happened, the rest had to jump on board, because you will find at the top of elite sport, there's help of all sorts. Financial doping is just one of the problems that sport's faced with. Football is the front runner. It is no coincidence that you only have to put the wage bills of each Premier League club in order, and that is usually there or thereabouts how the league will finish. It's not. I mean, you do get the odd exception, like the Sheffield United Dons, yeah, or the Arsenal frauds, but in general, that's it. You want to talk about the second wave? There we go. That was the one. Yeah, creative username, much appreciated, bro. Max Dunkey says he doesn't say anything, but he is a super fraud for getting involved. Much love. I would love to know what you think about the deal. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, if anything, after the video. And yeah, I'll be in the comments for about an hour afterwards. Okay. I'm gonna eat and just reply to people. That's how we do. That's how we do. Charles, super fraud, says Jamie Carragher can't speak English. So what's wrong with a left-footed player? Much love from the biggest fraud in rural Colorado. Oh, the home of the Rapids. And dear. You've got a connection with the fraudulent one, Stan. Not a massive fan, but Charles, I'm a massive fan of you. You're an absolute super fraud. Much love. Allman says, keep filling your cars up. I want Koulibaly too. Oh, wow. That is a beautiful super chat. Look, if you want something read out, that is the way to get it read out. I will not ever not read one out, even if I expose you as a massive bad end, right? But that is I love that comment. That's brilliant. Keep filling your cars up. I want Koulibaly too. Okay, yeah, well, that's how it is, I guess. The circle of life, everyone feeding into the thing that they... Hey, if you know what's going on with that one, then you know. If you don't, I can't, because we keep this one PC and family friendly tonight. Super Friends says, big ups, hughwizzy. Love from Minnesota. Much love, Super Friends. You are much appreciated. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in. If you wouldn't mind dropping the video a damn like and stopping being a freeloading fraud, that would be much appreciated too. Paddy of Cakes, thoughts on the failed Newcastle takeover? Okay, well, I think that's a separate video, and unless we can get to 1,000 likes within about a minute, then I'll do it tomorrow. It does deserve some good attention, that one. Nico, there is not, unfortunately. However, I don't think there isn't any kickoff, no. So I'm going to be watching it at home. And if you want to watch it with me, then I'll be on. If you don't, there are plenty of other platforms available. Isaac Raidmaker says, love from down under. Much love. Love from down under, yeah? I'm getting the love from down under. Where are you? No. She's asleep. Okay. Isaac, you're an absolute legend. Thanks for getting involved. Championship playoffs. We'll do the final, okay? We'll do the final. The thing is, I would do every single game, but I don't want to get 300 views on a video, and everybody has clearly shown me what they like watching on my channel, so I will do the final. That is the biggest game in football, at least they call it that. It's the biggest potential prize fund that people are playing for, clubs are playing for. I look forward to it. I actually really hope that Brentford make it up, if only because they're not far away. They've got some exciting players, and the way that they've done it is really something that I am a fan of. They have picked apart people's kind of leftovers that were actually diamonds in the rough. Oh no, we're at 1K? Are you kidding me? Oh, you're massive frauds! You're actually massively fraudulent! Oh, I don't believe you. No. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's inexcusable behaviour. You turn up, right? You're just sitting there, and then, okay, a deal's a deal. We'll do the damn thing. We'll do the damn thing. Okay. Let me just, whilst you're talking amongst yourself for a second, I'm just going to get a little picture so that we can, give it something to look at in the background. Have we got anything? No, hold on a second. I don't want a generic. Tell you what, give me Mike Ashley. Give me some Mike Ashley. There you go. Here's what you're stuck with, mate. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We've got the picture. Here we go. Let me just bring that down here. And we go over here. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, we're on point. We're on topic. We're on job. Now, what do I think about this? Oh, the super chats are coming in thick and fast. I promise, get to them extremely shortly. But yeah, I've promised to do this now, so we're going to do it. So basically, we've got our picture. Mike Ashley, the most frustrating man in football. Okay, here's my deal, right? If you watch the channel and you're not subscribed, you're a massive fraud. Just thought I'd say. Can you subscribe? Turn the notifications on. We're here quite a lot. We do this. We do the damn thing, okay? I do love Newcastle. I really do love the football club because I've got such fond memories of them in my childhood. And, they were, I guess, a little bit the Manchester City of their day already. Splashing the cash. When they signed Shearer, I don't... if you're too young, you won't understand. But it was a massive deal. I think it was a world record deal, £15 million, which sounds just ridiculous right now. But they basically took the club to heady heights that a city like it is should have. It should have a great football side because they're just obsessed. And for a lot of people, it is the main thing in their life. It's the religion. You eat football, sleep football, and we're at the football. Yeah? That's it. Obviously, there's drinking and whatnot and party. There's good nights to be had in Newcastle, but the promise and the potential has always been there. And it is breaking news for that ass today. Anyway, that they've pulled out. The Saudi consortium have pulled out. They've taken their money and they're running. And they said, I believe, that it is with regret. But is it? They're probably just sick of it now. However, oh God, you really put me on the spot with this one. It is a very confusing one, this one. It's a very complex one. It's a very complex one because, okay, I'll put it like this. two wrongs don't make a right, okay? It is very unfortunate that some of the questions that have been asked have led us to this point where we can't come to an agreement. It's complicated, like I say, and it's political. It's gonna have so many people that are so against it, and I would say, if honestly, for right reasons. Like, there is some really crazy stuff going on in the world that I don't want to delve that deeply into, but there's also other stuff which is quite clearly just specifically to target the bid and to stop any competition from coming on board and, you know, cashing in or doing their thing the way that these other people have started to do, whether it's through TV deals, whether it's through, you know, allegedly, you know, washing money, laundering, or passing the proper, and, you know, there's a bunch of stuff here that is questionable. I would say this. The worst thing here is that the fans are missing out again. They've been sold a dream and led down a garden path, and they are once more looking at a future with a man who, he's got such a bad record and is going to leave such a bitter taste in people's mouths that many of them, I really do think many of them they might be at breaking point, and it just might be just not really as worth selling their souls for or giving their souls for. However, you know, you can stop dreaming about Mbappe now, basically. But realistically, you know, I thought it was quite rude of people to be kind of writing on the, or saying the writings on the wall for Steve Bruce, and it probably was for Steve Bruce, even though he had quite an impressive season. I do think they were kind of slightly fraudulent results. Now, look, this whole thing is super secretive, isn't it? It's taken so long, and you know, I guess it's either the Premier League or just the opposition that they're going to get from so many sides, saying that you're not going to come to the Premier League and, you know, use your money to cover up the shocking human rights record, or, you know, to protect people, or, you know, various other ventures that they could capitalise on. It's so murky, though, because there are so many other questionable characters that have established or just been in the game for so long already, or will be allowed in the game in the future. Where do I stand on it? I don't know, if I'm honest, because I'm starting to think that it's such a free-for-all that it will lead to a breakaway. There's a lot of people being told no right now, and they're having to pay a lot of money to try and, you know, get their way around loopholes and whatnot. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of European breakaway where they don't have to listen, or no one has to listen to the rules, because yeah, people with money, they don't like being told no, basically. But anyway, a lot of it has been about the TV rights and the fact that, you know, they don't have a TV rights deal in the country, and it's all very dodgy, isn't it? Is everyone in the country streaming the Premier League then illegally, or what's? I know that goes on everywhere, apart from this house. Isn't that right? Yeah, £400 bill. Yeah. What? Yeah, and anyhow, we will get to that in more detail, okay, with another video. I don't want to waffle on forever tonight. People are going to lose interest, but if you do want to see that again, let me know your thoughts, or just let me know in the comments, and I'll do a proper half-hour mother on that, okay? There's a lot of super chats, though, so I do want to get to everybody, because I feel bad if I don't. If you have got any thoughts about Nathan Aki, you know, that is who we came to talk about. even though we have ended up talking about, just shocking stuff. Like the last thing I'll say on it, right? The last thing I'll say on it is I am going to have another channel. I've decided I've got to have another channel. I've already got the channel, right? I haven't put the link in the description yet, but I will. So if you're watching this post live, then it should be in there. We're going to call it Hugh Says, okay? We're going to talk about whatever I want to talk about on there. I can talk about it with freedom on there. I don't really want to talk about it here. But all I'll say is I think it's right that it's been questioned. I just would have questioned a lot of other people as well on the way, you know. There's a lot of people that are in the league that are floating about doing questionable stuff. And I don't think that it's all for the benefit of the game, that's for sure. The game is it's a business now, isn't it? I mean, we all play along because we love the entertainment, but it is what it is. Here we go. Next up on that list, Aussie Gooner says, Aki was my first choice centre-back. Love from Queensland, Australia. Much love. I mean, he's not bad. I really don't know why people are obsessed about this. Is it because it's 40 million? 40 million could well end up being an absolute bargain for Nathan Aki, who you could get, realistically, you can get 5 years out of him, for sure. For sure. And you're paying a little bit of a premium because he's a homegrown player. You can count him as homegrown. That's worth something in itself. He's left-footed, good option. Anyhow, I like him. Yeah. Ryan says Grealish or Coutinho or no chance of either. It depends which club you're talking about. If you're talking about Arsenal, which I've got a feeling you are, then, I mean, really? This is happening, isn't it? Coutinho is actually going to happen. We're going to do another video on it. I mean, I think I called it a year ago, but yeah, very predictable football these days, especially if you work with one agent per club. Grealish, that'd be great for Arsenal. I don't. Maybe you're talking about a different club. You're talking about Liverpool, maybe? No chance of him going back to Liverpool. There's no way that Liverpool would want him back, I don't think. Grealish, Manchester United, maybe? No. Ryan, you're a massive super fraud and I appreciate you. Charles says, thanks for the shouts. If Brentford get promoted, will MC Grinder be on scene? Now, is that from that? I think, she's actually asleep. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to look that up right now. I knew it was that. It's that TV show that she likes. Are they from Brentford? Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I like that show. Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. Charles, much appreciated. Paddy of Cakes, cheers Hugh for the output content. Much love, mate. Joshua Gerald Butler says, Lord of the Frauds, you seem to be in... I don't want to read that out because it makes me sound like I'm gloating or something. You're damn right, son! Oh. I'm going to say this, yeah. You seem to be a lovely individual and a history student. As a history student, I'd love to know what area of history you're most the history of art. Yeah, that's what I'm most interested in, the history of art. That's for another video. I do like history though as well, man. I really do like history. Yeah, much appreciated for the love. Gemford Ross 299 says Brentford or Fulham to win. Peace from Australia. I'm going for Brentford, but damn man, Mitrovic has got such a good record down there. So I say down there, like we were only fucking 10 points away from being down there. But, I'm going for Brentford. I'm going all in. Yeah, I wouldn't mind either though. I wouldn't mind either, honestly. Preem Prodigy, much appreciated. Says thoughts on the Raul Jimenez to United reports. They're not going to sell Raul Jimenez to United. No way. Surely not. Are they? That would be ridiculously fraudulent. Why would that happen? They have no reason to do that. They don't need the money, do they? The source RTP in Portugal don't spout rubbish. It'll be interesting to see if this actually happens. Wow. That kind of shocks me, if I'm honest. Manchester United. Raul Jimenez. Okay, I mean, I'll look into it. I didn't know that. I don't know if I believe that, regardless of who it's from, if only because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me from Wolves' perspective. I didn't see Wolves like that. I thought this was a real project. However, Jack Hussey says, True Geordie must have them northern tears. Fraud. Sad times for Newcastle fans. It is sad times, really, isn't it? It's a painful game that plays with your emotions, your heart. The strings, they've got them on strings, haven't they? AB, how would you feel if the Saudis wanted to buy Arsenal? Again, I've had this because we had Usmanov, and, you know, it was allegedly, reportedly, people were saying that, you know, his money was from dodgy places, or that he had some, you know, blood in his hands, you know? Fraud. Yeah. We didn't want his money. They made posters. Let me try and see if I can find a picture. The club actually tried to put Arsenal fans off this guy by creating banners that they emblazoned on the sidelines. Look at this. Love Arsenal, hate Usmanov. So we were kind of taught to hate this guy's money, or to hate this guy and his money. And again, it's probably because there are questions that need to be asked. However, you know, the door seems to be open, and it seems to be a free-for-all. So I do question why one and not the other, but it is what it is. There was a time then when this was, you know, that is on the side of the pitch. Sod off, Jabba. I mean, it's crazy scenes, isn't it, really? But anyway, they really wanted to push that Stan Kroenke propaganda. And, you know, I guess time is a healer, isn't it? And hindsight is everything, because now it's love Arsenal, hate Kroenke. So it's all fun and games, isn't it, really? It's just unfortunate that people's first love a lot of the time is unfortunately being run or abused by certain people. But, you know, again, this is slightly political, and there is a lot of money at hand here, and where there's a lot of money changing hands, and at the top anyway, these people are going to have wanted to protect themselves for a long time. So I'm sure that those who've got in are very secure, spending money frivolously as they please on superstar ballers like Mr. Nathan Aki. A £41 million deal. Let me know your thoughts if you haven't already, and drop the video a damn like. So many massively fraudulent thumbs.
Good evening.
Okay, Tompa. Oh, AB, much love, mate. You are much appreciated. How do I feel? How would I feel if the Saudis wanted to buy Arsenal? I guess I'd be really up for it, and I'd try and make some kind of excuse in my head as to why it was okay that atrocities were carried out the world over, and it wasn't just us, you know, something like that. But at the end of the day, it's a game of two halves, isn't it? All right. Tompa says, from a 10-year-old Newcastle United season ticket holder who will now be cancelling. If Bruce and Ashley remain at the club next season, we will go down. Promise. Okay, there, you heard it. Beautiful scenes. A man. Okay, I like that. I actually like that. If that's what's happening, then fair play to you. Because, I mean, the only thing I don't like about Newcastle is the fact that you put the fucking away fans in the clouds, right? Apart from that, where you can barely see the ball, there's nothing not to like about the club, especially the potential. It's such a good brand. It's such a big club, really. But that is an awful situation, and history is going to repeat itself. And unfortunately, as much as you say that you will now be cancelling as a season ticket holder, you're still going to be hooked in. You're still going to be hooked in. It's very difficult to let go I've tried. It's very difficult to let go. It's in the blood. So even if it's just a little sneaky peek at teletext, you're going to have a look. You know what I mean? It is unfortunate, though. It is unfortunate. Junior Rudy says, people act like other Premier League owners aren't involved in shady business. No one is clean. Fraud gang. And there is a man who understands the pure definition, the purest form of its definition of fraud gang, okay? There are no non-frauds. You are all frauds in waiting. It is unfortunate, but a lot of people who've, reached this level of 1%ness, if I can call it that, the upper echelons of oligarchy, you got to step on a couple of toes to get there, mate. You got to. You have to. You have to actually be comfortable keeping as many people as low as possible, needing you as much as possible, feeding into your machine to be one of those 1%ers. There's questionable actions that have been carried out to get there for sure, and they will continue. But we're here to enjoy the football. So sit back and just think about how much money your club has spent this transfer window. Let's add it up. How many billions? They do it on the TV, don't they? They add it up on the transfer deadline day. 500 million spent today. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to huge deals. But unfortunately, not Mbappe to Newcastle. It's off. The deal is off. Nathan Ake, though, beautiful. I think that's a good signing, okay? You've heard it here. We will see. We shall see. If anything, that's a damn good squad member. He could start for a lot of teams. And as a 25-year-old, he's got a lot of experience. He's come through the ranks, I think, from, not Feyenoord, Den Haag, where he was born, into Feyenoord Youth, through Chelsea. Now, he's been on loans. Reading, Watford again, Bournemouth. Bournemouth have cashed in as well. 20.5 million they spent, and it's going to be 41. I don't think Chelsea are going to do the they have got first dibs, haven't they? First refusal. I don't think that's going to happen. His agent, Wasserman, who have they got in their books? Anyone else? 2 goals, 2 assists in 29 appearances, 2 yellow cards, no red cards, and not a single error leading to a goal all season playing for relegated Bournemouth. Oh, he's got a lot of boys on his books. Hello, we've got a lot of quality footballers here. Valverde, Longley, Guerrero, Grimaldo. Yeah, okay, fantastic. Statistically, he's quite impressive. 146 games, 12 goals. I mean, I'm not looking for goals from my centre-backs, if I'm honest, but the fact that he scores the odd one and gets the odd assist, it's not bad at all. That's nearly 1 in 10, which is amazing. 1 red card in 146 appearances and 30 clean sheets. I don't know how he's keeping those clean sheets. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below anyway. Nathan Ake to Manchester City. Looks like that one's going to be happening or finalised in the next couple of days. £41 million they got to pay. Is it a bargain? Is it too much? Is he getting ripped off, Pep Guardiola and his boys? I don't think so. They usually do their business very well. They've actually done a lot of great work for the community, Man City. They've actually changed a lot of Manchester. I used to live there. When they first did the whole takeover thing, the times of Robinho and whatnot. I actually think that they sometimes get a bad card, really, from fans who would love their situation, to have happened at their club. And I found this. I'll tell you this much, right? I will tell you this much. When I was in Manchester, right? most of the fans that I met there were actually Manchester City fans. There weren't that many Manchester United fans, but then I guess it was the City. There were a lot of, Oldham, Stockport, Wigan fans, and a lot of City fans. But these City fans have been supporting since, back when it was nothing like it is now. And if, life is like that, I'll have some of that. I'll have some of that. I'll play in the Championship or League One for a few years. Give me a decade of the Championship just to experience the heady heights of winning Premier League trophy after trophy after trophy, and potentially buying any player that they want, and it actually happening. That would be awesome. It's totally ruined the game. There's no doubt about that, but it would be awesome. I mean, the fact that this kid is going to be a, backup or a part of a, part of a huge rinsing of the squad, and upgrading of the already top-class players you've got. It's good. I do think City need to sort out the left side. He can play left-back as well. He's not as bad as people are going to make out there. I think he might have actually started at left-back. Yeah, I'm a fan anyway. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope you've enjoyed. Make sure you are subscribed if you're new, and drop the video a down like if you breathe oxygen. Anything you want talked about tomorrow as well, let me know in the comment section below. But for now, I'm going to love you and leave you. Peace. I'll chat to you later. Sweet.